Okay guys, so sorry about the weird angle, but I finally got it finished. This has been a long time coming, this one. So this is my Konigsluther for dust tactics and dust warfare. As you can see, I'm struggling to actually fit it on my desk, or on my girlfriend's desk. But it was a gorgeous model to paint. At first it was a bit worrying because it seemed a bit like a toy. But with a good paint job, a bit of, well, quite a lot of weathering, using a variety of products, it's actually come out quite nicely. So I made a few mistakes along the way and I did a few cool things. Some things have worked, some things I have learnt from and didn't quite work as well as I would have liked, but it's definitely one of my biggest projects in the past few years about actually learning some new techniques. So what did I do? This was the first tank that I painted using an airbrush. My god, I don't think I'm ever going to paint a tank without an airbrush ever again. It made life so much easier, the colour was so flat. I used the hairspray method on this as well. I've done it before but never on this kind of model. I tried to focus on little bits of the model, so if you can see there, I've done it just there, as you can see, and by doing it in smaller sections it's really worked and made the effect more believable and realistic. So for example, I have got horizontal scrapes along the tank which actually give the tank a story, like you look at it and you can imagine what it's done. I'd quite like to make this into a diorama piece, one that I could use for gaming, but the diorama would be its display base. The metals are quite boring actually. They've dulled down quite a lot with the varnish I used. I used a Testor's matte varnish. So those are the guys that used to make dull coat. Dull coat was fantastic, but it's now illegal in the EU, which is a great shame, but there we go, that's the way it is. But anyway, so what else did I use? So obviously I used Tamiya paints to do the base coats on the airbrush. I used a bit of Games Workshop paint for the yellows. I used Games Workshop paints for the silvers and the metallics. I then used what did I use? I used AK Interactive for the streaking effects, which are beautiful. So the ones I used are the rust streaks from AK and the winter streaking grime, because that works really nicely on the grey. The reason I only use those two is because I'm a bit short of cash at the moment, so I just picked up this set and I didn't pick up any other ones. Okay, so that's the streaking effects set from AK Interactive. Definitely recommend it. It's a very easy product to use, and yeah, as I say, definitely recommend it. Anyone can use it, but you do have to use solvents and thinners to thin it down. So as you can see, you've got kind of the grey streaks, which are the winter streaking grime, and then the kind of rusty ones are all using that rust one. One or two of them are done using oil paints, which I use. These Winsor & Newton Artisan Burnt Umber colours. Okay, so that's it, and that's basically, you put a dot on the model, and then using a bit of white spirit you just pull it down until it starts to really pull in. The key is not to do too much, so a good example is just here, where I picked up a fleck and then just pulled at it, not too much, but just a bit. I use Model Mates on this as well, so the Model Mates oil has been used quite extensively on things like around these bits here and on the hydraulics and stuff. I need to go back around and black in the wires again because the varnish kind of frosted on them, but that was using a varnish that wasn't the Tester's one, but the Tester's one's fantastic, really good. Obviously the transfers are from Dust Models. They really finished the piece off. I absolutely love this one on the front. The ends of the barrels have been blackened using soot black spray from Model Mates, and I think that's about everything. So yeah, it was the oil brown from Model Mates for the oil stains, and then soot black on these, soot black spray that is. Okay, so that's about it. I'd like to know what you think, guys. That would be really, really cool. Give me some hints and tips. If you want to know anything else about actually how I painted this, do ask some questions. So please leave some comments for me to read. I always like reading your comments, just even if it's just that's cool, or could be better if you did this, or if it's some constructive criticism, you know. I'm going to pop up some photos on the end. I hope you enjoy watching them. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and I'm sure I will hear from you all soon. Cheers then, guys. Bye bye.